Guys, I just wanted to give my current take on the state of the college football scorebugs, the ESPN one, the CBS one, the Fox one. We've also got the NBC Notre Dame one. We're going to review all these, maybe give each one of them a grade. Because I do unfortunately think, these scorebugs are lacking. I mean, they really need to improve them, but I am interested in what you guys think and everything like that. I'll give my favorite one at the end of it, but let's start with the cream of the crop, of course, the ESPN. Now, this is the scorebug that appears on ESPN, ESPN2, ESPNU. I think they also use it for CBS Network, ESPN3, and then the ACC network, the SEC network, and things like that. So this is one that's used a ton. And guys, it's just, to me, looking at the overall score bug, it's just too large. I like a smaller, more compact one. And just look, that sounded a little bad, but no. But genuinely, I think it taking up the whole bottom of the screen, it's just a little bit too daunting for me. Maybe compact it a little bit. I do like the vibrant colors of it. There's no doubt. I love that they include the logos. The overall, black on, the back of it, the general theme, I don't think is terrible. But my one big criticism of this compared to previous ESPN scorebugs, where they would kind of put them in the bottom right corner, at least when it comes to college football. I know the Monday night ones were different. I love them being compact, and I love the style and the look, whether it's in the middle, whether it's in the bottom right corner, whether it's in the top left corner. I don't want it taking up the whole bottom, and that is where, in my opinion, this really gets knocked. The vibrant colors are great. It gives it character. When you've got a team like Army playing and you get the black color, I like that idea. Virginia, you get the bright orange. It's cool to see that with different teams. The contrast of it gives the score bug some uniqueness based on the game. Whether Army's involved, whether Oregon with the bright green and things like that. The one major takeaway, in my opinion, is the size. So I would probably say this is a B-, and I'm hopeful that next year they might actually remodel this and maybe compact it to the right-hand side of the screen. I know this has been a score bug for, I believe, going on 3 years, so it might be coming up on its end of its life. We will see. I think I'm probably going to give it a B- though. So that's again, guys. You see this on ESPN, ESPNU, ESPN2, ESPN News, ESPN3, ABC, right? Any ESPN network, SEC network, ACC network. It's all over the place. And now let's move on to the other big player, the Fox score bug. When it comes to the overall size of this, I absolutely love it. It's located center, bottom, middle, which I think is fine. It's kind of unique. It has both of the, it's got the team name and then the point total and then the point total and then the team name. So the points are back to back. I think that's cool. My biggest knock is just the lack of overall logos. There are no team logos, and that really kills this scorebug's overall character. If they do one thing, next year, all they need to do, make it a touch bigger, or you don't even have to make it bigger. Just add the logo right next, right after the team name, right before the total points. I feel like this would be probably an A-, A+ type logo. But right now, I would say it's a solid B, because I like the overall size of it. I like the more compact version of it. This is the score bug you will see on Fox. It's the score bug you will see in a Big Ten game. They use the same one now. I know BTN used to have their own score bug, but now I wonder how that works. What's the relationship with Big Ten Network and Fox, where they just completely adopted all of their graphics? I don't know. But either way, guys, I think it's fine. The only thing it's lacking is really, there's no personality to it because you don't have the logos of the team. If you included the logos, I feel like, this is an absolute home run, a minimum A-. But because it doesn't do that, I would knock it down a little bit. It's still solid. The size is good. It's like ESPN has the wrong size, but I like the vibrant colors of it. With Fox, it's the exact opposite. I love the size, but it's a little bit bland in terms of overall style and things like that. But I will take size over colors because I hate the idea of something taking up the entire screen. Moving on to the CBS one. You guys can see it. So this one, not as ridiculous in terms of the length as the ESPN one. It's a little bit more skinny on the bottom there. And guys, I really do think this is a solid Scorebug. CBS normally does a really good job. It has a Windows Surface type feel. You guys know, like, whenever you have a Windows computer and just the way the graphics are, that's what it kind of looks like to me. That's how it kind of operates when the time changes and when teams score and stuff like that, and when they change downs. It kind of has that overall graphics to it. It's like, I wouldn't be surprised if they modeled it after like the Windows thing. I feel like that's what Fox did a little bit ago. But this, to me, overall, you do have the team logos. You've got the colors. It's a little bit too large still, but it is a step up, in my opinion, from the ESPN one. Overall, I'd still like it smaller, but it is, again, it sounds a little bit wrong. I'm talking, I'm just trying to just review these Scorebugs. I know it sounds like I'm talking about something else, but overall, guys, I'll say this is probably, would I say this is better than the Fox one? It's like you're comparing apples to oranges because they're two completely different ones, but I do think it's better than the Fox one slightly because I love the logos, and they also do a very good job compared to Fox. They have vibrant colors to their Scorebugs. CBS does, and when it comes to the CBS games that you're going to see, it's really just the SEC on CBS. There was a rare time that Penn State, because they were facing Auburn earlier this year, and it was an Auburn home game, they were actually on CBS. But other than that, you're not going to see a Big Ten team on CBS until the new contract happens, and CBS is actually bought in I think the 3:30 window. Yeah, the 3:30 window. So you're going to start seeing Ohio State on CBS, Michigan on CBS. But right now it's pretty much only the SEC, and they also do have the Army-Navy game every single year. That's a tradition on CBS. So that's the CBS one. I think the CBS one really doesn't need to change much at all. I know they just updated it recently. They made it look a little bit better. They made it less clunky, a little bit smaller. I think it's really good personally. Moving on to the NBC one. So just a quick note on the NBC Scorebug. The only time you will see this right now based on TV contracts is when Notre Dame plays at home. Every Notre Dame home game is on NBC. Every Notre Dame away game is on ESPN networks. So the only time you're going to see this Scorebug is when Notre Dame is at home, and I do think personally, based on the overall size, it's compact, it's perfect. This is the best Scorebug in college football. Just my opinion. I understand some people don't like the abbreviations. You can see it just says CLEM instead of saying Clemson, and it just says ND instead of saying Notre Dame. I know that's a pet peeve to some people, but it has the logos, it has the colors, it has everything you need, and it's small, it's compact, it's solid, and it gives you everything you would want, in my opinion. I actually don't know if it has who has the ball exactly, which I know there's mixed feelings on, a little marker on who has the ball. Personally, if I'm watching a game, it does not matter to me because I'll be interested in the game. Now, maybe when I'm flipping back and forth, but honestly, I take that back. I really don't care. I know some people care about having a little dash to indicate who has possession, but that's just something that really does not matter to me. I don't know if this does or doesn't. The image I'm looking at, I don't think it does, but either way, guys, to me, this is a perfect one, and Ohio State will actually be on, I believe, NBC next year when they face Notre Dame. I believe that's week 3. Or is it no, it's week 3, because they played week 1 this season, and then it's week 3 next season. So the only time you will see this, you're not going to see this Scorebug when it's Michigan against Penn State. It's only right now, based on TV contracts, Notre Dame home games, and I would probably give this a solid A. I can't give it a perfect score of an A+ because I did have a scoreboard that I gave an A+, that I loved, and that was like from 2014, so I can't give it an A+, but to me it's the best one right now. And we're going to move on to, this is the Bally Sports scoreboard, which is kind of the ACC lower tier games. I believe that's the only games that are broadcast live on Bally Sports. And obviously, guys, we know with Bally Sports, it's just horrible. If you know anything about the MLB, Bally Sports totally infested the MLB. It's so sad. It's a terrible score bug. Half of it is just filled up with nothing the entire game, and it has to get an F-. I mean, it's not even close. I don't know what they were thinking. It's like a third grader designed this or something. It is absolutely horrifically bad. So that gets an F-, and it's like lower tier ACC games are on the Bally Sports channels. That's kind of how that works out. And then we also do, how could I forget, the Pac-12 Network and their Scorebugs. So I think it just looks like a worse version of the CBS one, personally. I would probably give it like a C+ or a B-. It's not terrible. It's pretty average in my opinion. The Pac-12 Network is not liked by a lot of people because it is very hard to get the Pac-12 Network without paying the packages that you have to buy that are included in the Pac-12 Network for cable costs so much money. That's why everyone, makes fun of it and says no one can get the Pac-12 Network. Personally, I don't know how the Big Ten Network does it because I live in Big Ten country, so I've always had the Big Ten Network because you automatically get it. Like, I don't know, does someone from Alabama get the Big Ten Network just in general? Because here we get the SEC Network. It comes with like a normal package. We get the ACC Network, the SEC Network. So I would be interested, how widely distributed is the Big Ten Network? But guys, this Pac-12 Network score bug, it is what it is. I mean, again, it's pretty average. I'd say C+, maybe B-. I wouldn't look at it and be horrified by it. It's a little bit smaller than the ESPN one. We like that. But in general, it's not great. So also to take a look at this screenshot. So this game was actually on NFL Network. With the NFL Network, I think, has a deal to where they live broadcast one American Conference game on Saturday afternoon. And this is just a hilarious screenshot, 56-42 with 11 minutes left in the third quarter. And they use ESPN graphics. So I don't know how the NFL Network has a deal with ESPN to where they just use their score bug or something. And then, guys, this is just the CBS Sports Network score bug, which is the exact same thing as you'll see on the SEC on CBS 3:30 games. The exact same thing. You can see they have Mountain West games live as well. This was last year. If you're wondering why Fresno State is 7-2, this was last year, Fresno State, Boise State. So when it comes to, who's the next, network to get a new score bug or replace it, I do think it is ESPN, guys. I believe ESPN next year hopefully is going to come out with a more compact score bug. They've got a great design team. They've got great graphics. It's very vibrant. It's just too large. We cannot have it taking up that much where it's basically taking up the entire bottom of the screen. I think they need, because they used to have old models where it would only be in the lower right. I don't know what caused them to switch. Maybe people were complaining it was too small. And then it's like a double-edged sword. It's too small, it's too big. I think NBC does a great job of going somewhere in the middle in terms of their score bug, making it big enough. But, it still is manageable. You don't want to rip your eyes out because the thing's just attacking you because of how big it is. So that's just kind of the current status of the score bugs among college football. I don't think I missed any networks. I believe that's pretty much all of them because you've got, the MAC games are mainly on ESPN. I'm just trying to think if I missed a network and then the Bally Sports crap. But, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.